My slogan is very simple. Human empathy is over everything. Empathy over everything. But situation is changing, absolutely changing. And in this changed situation, this human empathy is being replaced by synthetic validation. Yes, I'm talking about AI companions, talking about love robots. And basically, I would like you to imagine a situation where you are walking up to a vending machine, but instead of dispensing a bag of chips, it drops a perfectly tailored compliment about your life choices. Before we proceed, let me tell you one thing. If you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe. It means a lot to me. And if you have already subscribed, tons of thanks for your support. You would feel a tiny rush of dopamine, would not it? That fleeting neurological thrill sits at the very center of a massive scientific debate. It's a really very big debate. At present, we are currently asking if synthetic validation can completely replace human empathy or not. To untangle this debate, this complicated question, we must first dive into the wonderfully messy biology of human connection. Because without understanding human connection, we don't understand anything, practically anything. When a real friend listens to your daily offerings, your brain unleashes a chemical cocktail of oxytocin and endorphin. Now, these endorphins and oxytocin, this combination simultaneously help you to mirror neurons to fire up, literally simulating their emotional state within your own biological hardware. This creates a powerful psychological phenomenon known as limbic resonance. Limbic resonance, right? I would like to make another video on limbic resonance alone. What is that? What is limbic resonance? It's a beautiful, exhausting, and highly inefficient biological symphony. Why inefficient? So let us introduce the modern robotic alternative. Love robots. Someone says sex robots. I don't prefer that word. So I would like to stick with my favorite love robots. Or a better choice, AI companion. Not a bad choice. Now, there are affective computing, there are soft robotics, and this universe is expanding. So instead of biological empathy, scientists are teaching microchips how to mathematically read the room and read your gestures, your movements, your eye movements, your facial expressions, your vocal tone. Why? Why? Because by watching these movements, they will gather a lot of information, data. And with the help of their billions of parameters, because they have already been trained on billions of conversations, billions of images, billions of videos, billions of data, human data. So they will find a pattern, try to find a pattern, right? So what happens is, ultimately, your digital companion lacks mirror neurons. However, it utilizes highly advanced sentiment analysis, algorithms, and proprioceptive sensors to map your physical and emotional state. and analyzing your biometric data from your smartwatch, the micro tremors in your vocal cords, as I said, facial expressions, etc. It processes all of this through a massive neural network to deliver the exact words you desperately need to hear. It's a mathematical calculation, absolutely mathematical calculation. And logically speaking, this synthetic validation is vastly superior in terms of pure consistency. So you might wonder, and you might ask me that, are you trying to say that so lab robots are better than human partners? Synthetic validation is better than human empathy? No, I'm not. I'm not trying to say something like that. What I would like to say is, the lab robot has a lot of data, okay, and we don't have that data. We only have our life experience. But a lab robot is programmed or feeded by several hundred and thousands of or millions of people's experience. It's too big. It's humongous. It's humongous. So therefore, we can rely on their understanding than my own understanding that only depends on my experience, on my past. How many people I have met? How many people you met in your life? Just ask yourself. 100,000? Maybe not more than that, isn't it? And having said that, among those hundreds and thousands people, how many people you can remember? Memory is very crucial here, isn't it? So I would like to tell you about recently unveiled robotic face EMO. Columbia Engineering, researchers of Columbia Engineering, they unveiled it. It is a perfectly illustration of this leap forward. This remarkable machine anticipates and mirrors a human smile milliseconds before the first person fully commits to it. Can you imagine? Just can you imagine? This predictive motor control makes the synthetic interaction feel very eerily authentic. Therefore, cold logic dictates that if the desired output, your psychological comfort, is achieved, the synthetic input is perfectly valid. Perfectly valid. I'm not going to say that it is better than human empathy, but it is perfectly valid. At the same time, here is exactly where the counter logic steps into rain on the robotic parrot. Empathy is not merely about accurate data processing. It is fundamentally about shared vulnerability and mutual risk. Because we know that human relationship is vulnerable, it is messy, it is chaotic, it is unpredictable, it is uncertain. Yet the thermostat does not actually feel cold itself. So when an AI algorithm says it understands your profound grief, it is simply generating a statistically probable string of comforting text. It has no physical skin in the game, quite literally. And evolutionary psychologists argue that true emotional healing requires knowing another conscious being is actively choosing to bear your emotional weight. If you are actually aware that the comforting voice is just a predictive text generator, the emotional illusion often shatters. Still, this fascinating counter logic suggests that the human brain is delightfully, what I would like to say, delightfully weak, prone to error rather. And then psychological studies on human interacting with advanced AI companions show genuine measurable reduction in human loneliness, which is good, of course, which is good, because we don't love loneliness, isn't it? And it proves that our primal limbic system does not always care to check the source code of a kind word. If the synthetic empathy feels real enough to trigger that coveted oxytocin release, the biological result is basically indistinguishable from human affection. So, at the end of the day, we are essentially hacking our own evolutionary programming using clever math. So, can a machine truly replace the depth of human empathy? Perhaps it cannot replicate the deep philosophical beauty of shared human frailty. But as a highly efficient, perpetually available, algorithmic emotional band-aid, it is already doing the job remarkably well. Yes, remarkably well. Just do not expect it to cry with you when the vending machine eats your dollar. Jokes apart, but it still says what I want to say, that synthetic validation, it is not the question of synthetic validation is better than human empathy or human empathy is not better than synthetic validation. This is not the question. The question is whether this synthetic validation gives us some comfort or not. If it gives us comfort, fine, very good, we need it, isn't it? Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Till then, goodbye. Stay safe and